First of all, I hit your whole blocker. Okay, D-1. Hey, man, this shit turned gangster real quick, didn't it? What's up, YouTube? It's Chris. I'm back with another reaction video. This time we got Dee-1 after Kendrick Lamar mentioned him in his last song, Watch Your Party Die. We already got a reaction from Lecrae. Actually, it was I think it's a beautiful, moving song. Just from his perspective. And this time we got Dee-1 with his song Call It Like It Is. Now, before we get into the video, I do want to thank everybody. I'm up over 100 subscribers now. So if you are watching the video, you like what you see, make sure that you like it, subscribe if you want, and comment below if you have any thoughts about anything that's happening on surrounding this song. I do other things too. I also react to anime and movie things. I kind of doing that here and there, but right now this is kind of the biggest thing. But without further ado, let's get into the song.
I wanna be empathetic, my heart like Dee-1, but I will
Rock T go crazy.
Yo, that's kind of a dope intro when you consider how Kendrick left that space there. Yeah, I like that. I like how he did that.
my heart like Dee-1, but I will
Rock T go crazy.
Yeah,
Hey.
I don't care what these people think. I'm trying to make these people think. With Jim Kendrick, we flipping tables, man.
Hey. I don't care what these people think. I'm trying to make these people think. Kendrick, we flipping tables, man. That's dope. Because I see the kind of the narrative that's kind of floating around is that Kendrick is essentially he then set the industry on fire, and now he kind of got like he kind of like got soldiers behind him. And it's interesting where we got two Christian rappers, Dee-1 and Lecrae. Nothing wrong with that, obviously, but like he mentions Lecrae, like what he would do. And he talks about Dee-1. He says, I want to show empathy, my soul like Dee-1. I think that's actually what was at the very beginning of the song. And then Dee-1 comes in like, hey, we flipping tables, like he ready to join the fight. I'm kind of interested. All right.
These people think. I'm trying to make these people think. With Jim Kendrick, we flipping tables, man. Call it like it is. All right, y'all done turned this culture trash. These so-called legends ain't no legends. I don't care if they sold millions. All you hearing they message, poisoning our whole community. Everybody hypnotized.
All right, Dee-1 came out swinging now. Y'all done turned the culture trash. These so-called legends ain't no legends. I don't care what they sold millions. Are y'all hearing they message? That's another thing that Kendrick Lamar pointed out. Lecrae talked about it too. We talk about the people that come into the industry, or not even necessarily come into the industry, the ones that are elevated in the industry by the record labels. We got a lot of people that talk about taking drugs, selling drugs. And while I do think there's a space for a lot of things in hip hop, but it seems like that the messages around the drug use, the heavy drug use, was popping pills and stuff like that, is pushed harder than something like this, where you have maybe like a legitimate message. Now, I got to hear more, but I'm already interested in this.
All right, y'all done turned this culture trash. These so-called legends ain't no legends. I don't care if they sold millions. All you hearing they message, poisoning our whole community. Everybody hypnotized. Why you think nobody respect black people? No big surprise. Call it like it is. And I love New Orleans, my city, but
This is an interesting take on this. And the reason I say that it's interesting is because we do have, like what I just said and what he said, we got people that push a certain narrative and kind of poison the industry, and then of course literally poison with the drug use. But this take that, why you think nobody respect black people, I don't think that's necessarily what happens in hip hop. If anything, hip hop is kind of like the cool thing. That's what the cool kids do. But I think what it is, when we talk about some of the messages, they may not respect people based on those messages and in that. But like when you talk about like the core of hip hop, the artistry behind it, I don't think we lose respect there, but I think when we got these other messages that are pushed within hip hop, and again, I think there's a lot of space for it. I think that's where you start to lose people's respect.
Community, everybody hypnotized. Why you think nobody respect black people? No big surprise. Call it like it is. And I love New Orleans, my city, but I love Galway more. I don't care if none of y'all with me. We celebrate being stupid, and everybody's so gangster. But when you clock in for that white man, you be on your best behavior.
Ooh, man! If this ain't a, pointing the finger at people who code switch, I'm not gonna lie though. When you got a corporate job, sometimes you feel the need to code switch. You get into this position and you feel like you can't be yourself. Now, I'm not saying that that's the right thing to do, but I am saying that there is a degree of I think the best way to put it is to make someone else feel comfortable. You feel like you have to be someone else. Now, again, I don't think that that's right, but it people tend to put you in a box or judge you based on a lot of different things when you talk about being up your best behavior. And I think the best thing I can think of is code switching. Is like the way that you talk, the way that you present yourself, how you speak to someone. A lot of people look at that shit and you talk and you be yourself, and then they try to put you in a box. When you think about it, I love black people. I love our culture, and I love the beauty of black people, the education, our experiences as black people make us who we are. And then sometimes there's a degree of shame surrounding that whenever we clock in for work. It's interesting.
But when you clock in for that white man, you be on your best behavior. Hold up. Call it like it is. Yeah, most of media people lame. Y'all was never really, really cool before you got inside of this here game. Instigating y'all being messy. You ain't helping nobody grow. Tell Joe Budden I'm on a mission. So don't butt in, Joe. Man, I'm going.
Ooh. Hold up. First of all, hey, let's go back. Let's take it back a little bit. Yeah, most of the media people laugh. Y'all was never really, really cool before you got inside here to get inside this here game and skating, y'all being messy. That's interesting too. I think there's a like, this kind of goes back to what I said previously about like hip hop is kind of like this cool thing. Now it started off to be kind of a way to deliver or speak about, a lot of different things, whether it's tragedies within the communities, whether it's being oppressed. And then it became like this, this cool thing. And I think a lot of people get into hip hop and you think that, oh, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. And then, especially nowadays, because there's almost a certain draw to a certain type of rapper. There is, the flashiness, the cars, the money, and all of that shit. And not that, and I'm gonna use this as an example. I don't think this has anything to do with Drake, but Kendrick Lamar said, what did he say? Like that, do you think that money gonna make you go away? And he was talking about like Drake as a person, and how he entered the rap industry. Again, Kendrick essentially called him a culture vulture, and he gets inside the culture, and then he builds this persona, this cool, rich, I get all these girls, I got all this money persona. And then we got, something like this was like, hey man, y'all was never really that cool until you got into this game.
Y'all being messy, you ain't helping nobody grow. Tell Joe Budden I'm on a mission. So don't butt in, Joe. Man, I'm going.
Listen, Joe gonna talk his shit. Joe Budden gonna talk his shit, and I don't think he cares who says anything about it. I wouldn't be surprised if on the next podcast, because I actually do listen to Joe Budden. That he mentioned something about this, and he probably mentioned it in passing. I think Joe Budden is the type of person, if he get a diss, he try to kind of play it off, but we'll see.
Nobody grow. Tell Joe Budden I'm on a mission. So don't butt in, Joe. Man, I'm going. No, it ain't no pressure on me. I'm applying the pressure. I'm powered by G-O-D. And we gon' be, alright? That's what Kendrick Lamar said. And in the words of Lil Wayne, the sky's the limit, yeah. So call it like it is. Call it what it ain't. Call it what you want. No, I ain't on that train. I'm speaking from the soul.
Hold up. Let's pause for a second before we go to the next screen. I love that he brought in... We got Kendrick, and we got to mention the Wayne. two of my favorite rappers. Lil Wayne probably one of my favorite of all time, just because I grew up on Wayne before I got to like a Kendrick Lamar, and that song "We Gonna Be All Right," that was an anthem. I think obviously I think it was a George Floyd tragedy, of course, and it was one of those things that was kind of it was a message in the protests and in the marches, and that song actually it speaks volumes to to the culture as a whole. And then you got a Lil Wayne. It's like he's like the sky's the limit. And Lil Wayne is one of the GOATs. I love that he brought them both in, especially given this Super Bowl bullshit that's going on.
And I don't care who feel it. Yeah, hip hop is dead. And y'all the ones who killed that. No, I'm not impressed. And I say that with my chest. Don't try to call me preaching. Refer to me as blessed. So call it like it is.
Hey.
And call it what it ain't.
Hey.
Call it what you want. No, I ain't on that train. Y'all boys claim to be some soldiers, but you soldiers ain't no.
Man, I'm listening to this shit. I'm from the South, and I'm not from Louisiana. I'm originally from Florida, but I listened to this, and this bring me back. Just the way he's saying these words. I hear that Louisiana. I hear that New Orleans. That little sound. I like that shit, man. This shit sounds smooth, but and it's funny because he's a Christian rapper. I've never heard a Dee-1 song until recently, and I was like, okay, and I'm not the biggest, like, I don't got like the most faith. But I do appreciate good music, and I like stuff like this.
No, I ain't on that train. Y'all boys claim to be some soldiers, but you soldiers ain't no soldiers, man. I told you and I showed you. I'm a soldier for life. Stop playing dumb. It's good versus evil. It's only two sides. Class in session. Y'all need.
It's only two sides to this. I'm a soldier for life. Stop playing dumb. It's good versus evil. There's only two sides, and the class is in session. That's interesting. I don't know. Okay. I guess I can see the point of being two sides. But I think a person like Kendrick balances those two sides. Well, he tries to. And in his last song, that's why he asked about, what will Lecrae do? And he says he has the empathy of Dee-1. I think it's kind of that gray area, especially when you got somebody like a Kendrick Lamar who, at least the way he raps, he struggles with this dual purpose, so to speak. His approach in the rap industry, what he does on his music and stuff. And of course, a lot of his stuff, especially more recent, like Mr. Around the Big Step, is more therapeutic. And then he has, shit where you talk about, fuck bitches and stuff like that. So I think while there is two sides, I think there are people who walk that line quite a bit, and I think Kendrick Lamar is one of them. Not that that's a bad thing. I think that, again, because there's so much space in the culture, in hip hop, that sometimes that line is more realistic, because I think we got so many people who, they well within their faith, and there's some people that struggle with it, and they struggle with knowing what to do and being able to do it.
Class in session, y'all need to attend. Just like my shoe size. Murder music hit different when somebody in my crew died. The biggest gangsters in rap got blind hair and blue eyes. We getting pimped.
Okay, that lyric right there is wrong. That's it. He said blonde hair and blue eyes. That's interesting. Hold on, let me let this whole thing play.
What y'all wanna do, guys? Your new single just dropped. Yay! Time to entertain us with new lives. Whoever said I'm canceled, man, I'm on.
Let's talk about this a little bit. The biggest gangsters in rap got blonde hair and blue eyes. We getting pimped. What y'all wanna do, guys? I feel like that lyric's off too. I see what he mean though, and it goes back to who is behind this agenda within the culture. Who's pushing these things? Who's pushing that poison? Who's pushing this message in the rap industry? And a lot of the time, it's not the people who present the message. It's somebody else who's behind it, who's pushing their agenda.
Cancel, man, I'm laughing in these people's face. I work for God, dummy. My impact could never be erased. Tell America, I'm the same brother I used to be. Before y'all was introduced to me. Consistency ain't new to me. So call it like it is. Y'all done sold us out with your coonery. And that dollar bill got y'all whipped. That's dead, man. It's the eulogy. And whoever say what they gonna do to me, man, I hit your whole...
First of all, I hit your whole block up. Okay, Dee-1. Hey, man, this shit turned gangster real quick, didn't it? Hold up. So call it like it is. Y'all sold us all with your foolery, and that dollar bill got y'all whipped. That's dead, man. That's a eulogy. I think money is still, obviously. I don't know if that's dead. I think money is still at the forefront of a lot of this shit, and behind money, I think, is a lot of manipulation, and then behind that is people with agendas, like I just mentioned. But hold up, Dee-1. Hey, man, you hitting up a whole block? What happening? What you said?
And whoever say what they gonna do to me, man, I hit your whole block up with prayers, man.
Oh,
y'all ain't used to me.
Hey, this nigga got me, bro. He got me. Okay, hold up. Let it play out. I should have just let it play.
Prayers, man. Y'all ain't used to me. The beat finished. Loop that thing back. Let's go. Call it like it is.
Hey.
Call it what it ain't.
Hey.
Call it what you want. No,
He got me.
I
don't know why he got me, though. That's just me.
Yeah, hip hop is dead. And y'all the ones who killed it. No, I'm not impressed. Now I say that with my chest. Don't try to call me preaching.
Refer to me as blessed.
So call it like it is. And call it what it ain't. Call it what you want. No, I ain't on that train.
Hey, man.
I don't care what these people think.
Hey.
I'm trying to make these people think.
First off, he slid on his beat. Dee-1 slid on his beat.
I'm trying to make these people think.
Yeah, I like this. All right. What else we got? Is that it? Okay. Yeah, there go the Lecrae song. If y'all haven't heard that, I recommend going to listen to Lecrae's song. You can watch my reaction too. I'd appreciate that. But go and listen to Lecrae's song after, if you want another perspective, and it's interesting just kind of his take. And he does answer the question, like what would Lecrae do? But hey, if you guys like the video, make sure that you actually do like it. Subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Hit that notification bell so that way anytime I do post a video, you get updated. And comment below, like out of the 3 songs, what message can you take from it? If you talk about the songs as a collective. But for now, thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.